WECT's J.C. Caldwell is digging deeper into this for us tonight. So what's the context of this comment you're talking about, J.C.?
John, the comment was made by New Hanover County Schools attorney Brian Kromke under a Facebook post from former Governor Roy Cooper about the recent ICE shooting. It does include offensive language, so we won't repeat it, and we've blurred out some of the words.
ICE agents in Minneapolis, Minnesota have been in the headlines for weeks. Tensions rose after a federal agent reportedly shot and killed a protester, Renee Good, earlier this month. The unrest only continuing this past weekend after another protester, Alex Pretty, was shot and killed by another ICE agent.
I feel like we need to do something and we feel powerless. And if we're together, we at least feel we have community.
It's prompted protests and reactions across the country. Many online are now sharing their opinions about what happened, including former North Carolina governor and current U.S. Senate candidate Roy Cooper.
In a Facebook post, Cooper shared a statement. It reads in part, quote, "These horrific shootings in Minnesota should not have happened. American citizens should not be targeted and killed."
But it's a comment under that post, and the person who wrote it that's stirring up controversy here locally. The comment was made by New Hanover County Schools attorney Brian Kromke. Although now deleted, this is a screenshot of what it said. It includes offensive language to the intellectually disabled community. After receiving backlash, Kromke posted this apology in a Facebook group, saying it was an insensitive post. Some local politicians are also condemning the comment. Republican State Senator Mike Lee, who has a child with special needs, says, quote, "Professional disagreement should never rely on demeaning language."
Voted, we need a yay or nay.
We reached out to the New Hanover School Board chair for an interview. After first agreeing to one, he then changed his mind and wasn't available. The school superintendent, Dr. Christopher Barnes, wasn't either. However, in a statement from the school board, they call the comment, quote, "inappropriate," and say it does not reflect New Hanover County Schools' values. Barnes says the issue is being handled. What exactly that means is unclear.
As far as specifics for what comes next, Dr. Barnes said he's unable to talk about personnel matters. We also reached out to Kromke himself, who never got back to us. J.C. Caldwell, WECT News.